see you shining. I mean anything. Say the word and you know I'll follow. Off the grid and the other ride. Could be nice in the summertime. You could sit inside in the silence. Say the word and you know I'll follow. Off the grid, I could take you far. Could be nice in the summertime. You could sit inside.
Yo, what's up, you guys? What's good? What is happening? Let me go back here, you guys. Much better. Yo, got some things. How y'all been doing, man? It's been an interesting year. An interesting year so far, you guys. I've been having a great week. So I did wanna do an honorable mention real quick, you guys. Here, check this out. Please. I'm not gonna light it right now, matter of fact. You have to get this, you guys. This right here is gonna make your room so much. Oh man, it smells good. Because, you know, everybody's room got a certain scent to it. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's always better to have a good smell in your room, right? So until you clean your room, because I'm not saying this is like putting a fucking, okay. And long ago, just so you guys, if you never knew this or not, the word perfume comes from the word parfum. Parfum is French, and the word parfum was derived from a towel that was heavily scented that you would use when you wake up in the morning, because people didn't bathe every day, right? They would take this towelettes that smelled, and they would just rub it across their body. So now we got the word perfume, right? Interesting shit. That's disgusting. You still need to wash. You still gotta scrub your fucking skin and shit, and then you can put that stuff on, right? Same with your room. Don't use this candle just to mask scents, right? Actually clean the room. Make it nice. Make it just clean your bed. You know, right now I'm a little disorganized, you know, but we're gonna get it together, and it's gonna be amazing when it does, right? Watching I'm Athlete, you guys. Really good podcast. I hope you guys watch it, man. This is the first time I've ever seen like people, especially black men, that make a lot of fucking money just talk. It's so interesting. You know, they say be around people that you want to be like, right? Well, usually around people that you like. It works all the way from the top. You don't want to be around, like, if you're making $100,000, you don't want to be around somebody that's making 20. Okay, it depends. Like, you make certain special compromises sometimes, when it's, maybe a family member, like a little cousin or something. Maybe it's your nephew or some shit, it's like 12. He ain't making no money, so there's a difference. But what is your sense of urgency in life, you guys? I really want to touch on this. It's just, I was talking with a coworker, right? And it told me that they wanted to be in the job, in the industry for the next 10 years. I was like, wow, really? You want to be in the industry for 10 years? You can think that far ahead? And it surprised me to even say that, because it's like, how often do you think about yourself in 10 years from now? What does it look like? Especially if you're young. Okay? I'm in my mid-20s. So, hitting the 30s is right around the corner for me. But what really would be the difference? And that's what I like to think about. So on my next birthday, I'm turning 31. Am I actually 31? No, I'm not going to turn 31. I got some years before I hit there. But I'm turning 31 mentally, because when you hit a certain age, there are certain things that you want. Your mind moves faster than like reality. Not like your outward world, right? Let me not say reality. The outward world moves at a slower, like your brain processes shit so fast. You can do things, you know what I'm saying? So the stuff that you may have physically, like in your real world, you have an image of what you would like for it to be. Or like your relationships, the people around, the car that you have. We all have this image in our head of what we want. And when you get a certain age, that gets even more like stronger and stronger. And then what people tend to do is they tend, when they don't have the things that they expected themselves to have at a certain age, they'll start to like tack it on. It your brain notices it. You try to like ignore it sometimes, or people will actually own up to it. And that's what I want to talk about, is actually listening and facing the fact of where you are in your life. Does it reflect what you want in your head? It's always good to have an idea of what you want, and that allows you to grow and keep making steps going forward. But what happens when you feel like you have nothing but time? Time just, life passes. People say life is short. Like people say when you're young, you got all the time in the world to do all the things that you do. Yes and no. You have to use your time and like think about it, because one thing I greatly fear is not being like great. I fear not being something to be proud of, and that drives me to really just grind hard. I read a lot. I do a lot of stuff, right? And one of the reasons why I'm going to the gym, and I go to the gym and I try to do this even more, is because I want to be what I see in my head, right? And that's something that's so important to talk about, you guys. So I'm turning 31 on my birthday. Feels good, because what really is the difference? What's the difference? What is the difference? You guys know some 30-year-olds, right? They look just like us. You know what I'm saying? Our body won't change too much, but the time. And that's what I'm saying. Your mind has to follow suit. I was listening to this podcast, and he said, what a lot of people tend to do is they'll get money at an early age, and their money outpaces their class. Their class doesn't reflect the money that they make. Making millions acting ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Where people, if you were to get it from like the workforce, just regular, and when I say regular, I mean people that work a 9 to 5, right? Who aren't, getting $1 million contracts for doing a movie or something like that, you guys. Those people, we have to really get going like hard. You've got to find a way out. It's the grind. It's the hustle. When you make $1 million doing jobs and stuff like that, people knew you in the workforce and stuff like that, you earned that shit, right? And it's not the saying that, the talented people didn't. It all spins the same, right? It just means it feels different. It has a little more weight. It has more respect, you guys. And so, I can turn this down. I feel like I'm about to go blind. Gosh. Okay, we'll take it. But that's what I'm saying, you guys. That's really interesting. What is your sense of urgency? What are you in a job, or are you in a career? How many of us are in jobs? Okay. How many can say they're in a career? When I think of career, I think of something that you expect to see yourself in for 5 years, 10 years, at the minimum like 5 to 7 years. That's 5 to 7 years is the absolute minimum, you guys. That's considered more of a career. Can you see yourself doing what you're doing right now for 5 years? What is the difference? What are you going to do to change your situation? Because when you want something, a lot of people, when you're talking about like how they're going to get it, and there's this thing, right? I do believe in this too. I believe in it. It's actually in the 48 Laws of Power too, you guys. Telling people your ultimate goals and ambitions and dreams. So I'll show you a little story from 48 Laws of Power I read a while back. There was a general. Now there was a like the chief, the commander, the second guy that was like the general or whatever. He would win all sorts of battles and bring great glory to the king, right? And he was just a great guy. He would talk a lot though about what he wanted to do. Eventually went back to the king. The king got jealous because this guy had way more like fame and notoriety with the everyday people. So the king had him killed. Bam. In the story. He didn't get to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. Had he kind of kept quiet and just rid it, let his actions speak for itself, and never really truly letting people know your true intentions, it seems deceitful. But it's if you have deceitful intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everything has to have, you don't have to know everything. And just because you don't know everything of somebody doesn't mean that they're not good or that they don't have good intentions. It just means that, they have privacy, they have boundaries. That right there is maturity. Just knowing that right there, right? So what are you going to do when we're talking like with friends and things like that? I think it should be okay to talk about your like goals, like your ultimate, your get out plan, your escape plan, right? Your side hustle, your jig, your business that you want to build, your talents that you want to take far. I'm around people that talk about those, like, because the more that I talk about it, the more that you get passionate, ambitious people around you. And it started with the gym, interesting enough. But that's something right there to really, don't be afraid to talk more about that out there, and actually take steps towards it. Because just think about it. If you're 18, what is the difference? What are you going to be doing at 23 that you want to be, that you're like, damn, I'm proud to do that? And then when you're at 23, what are you going to be doing? Now, obviously, a lot happens in a year. A lot happens in a freaking year. But it's time to start moving with more direction. And just to think like that. What if you're 35 right now? What if you're 40? What if you imagine yourself being 55? Do you want to be in the same body? Do you want to have the same health? Do you want to, 65? These are things to think about. Do you want your room to look the same? Would you like to have a different purse? Would you like to have some new shoes within the next 2-3 years? Do you want a new car? Do you want to be in a certain point in a relationship? Do you want to be in a certain point in your career? What about your bank account? I know for me, that's one of the biggest things that I'm thinking about. So, what I was looking up earlier, you guys, let's go back into it. Let's get back into it. So, it's called dqydja.com. I don't know why it's that weird, but this is really interesting. So this is an age income based by age, right? So this is the distribution here. In 2020, I have 18, 25, 30, and 35 here, you guys. It's just easier to go into that. From 18, you just graduate high school, like it's a little different. But we'll go ahead and throw 23 on there for shits and giggles, right? Actually, let's do 21. 21 and 23. 21 and 23. Alright. So we got 18, 21, 23, 25, 30, 35, and let's also do 40, you guys. So, if you're 50%, remember, for all of my math geniuses out there, 50 is average. That's a C. That's a C. So, as an 18-year-old, your average yearly income is $5,000. $5,000. What is that an hour? Okay, $5,000 a year. Because it's, let's see, 5,000 divided by 12. Okay, 417 a month. Okay, that's what it is. For 17.5 a month. So we're gonna divide that by 4, because it's 4 weeks in a month. So you're making $104 a week. And let's say you work 40 hours. Let's say you work 40 hours a week. That's $2.06. Average 18-year-old is making $2.06 an hour, okay? So when you're 21, let's see here. 16,500, okay? Okay, what? Hold on, my bad. Let me show you guys. Actually, let's just do it on the motherfucking computer. Alright, y'all. All right, let's put that there. Okay, so look, from 21 to be the average 21-year-old. We don't even want to do average. I want to be top 20. Me, I've always been someone that's above average. Always been above average in everything I do. I wasn't the best, but I was definitely up there amongst, like, the better people. And I don't mean to say that in like a condescending way, but you just, when you're on a level of competition, you have to be realistic. You guys, you have to be realistic about a lot of things. I was better. I wasn't bad. I wasn't average. I was better. Okay. Just to be better, let's say the top 20%. Okay. We want to be making this. So 21 making $30,000 a year. 23 making $44,000 a year. 25 making $56K a year. Then by 30, you should be making $72,000, you guys. By 30 years old, how many 30-year-olds do you know making $72,000 a year? By 35, to be above average, top 20% of people, you be making $100,000 a year, 6 figures at 35. How many of us want to be making $100,000, 6 figures in our 20s? How many of us want to be making it when we're turning 30? All right. And at 40, doesn't really change much. So, let's look at the top 10%, you guys, for my overachievers. Top 10% of people your age, 21 making 40K. It's not bad. 23, how about being 23 making 55? How about 25 making 75? Woo! Man. Sound like some good ass money. 30 and 35 over, 35 over 100,000. 130,000. Over 130. I bet you guys, are you on track to make this kind of money? So right now, I'm 30. I'll be 31. Come my birthday. I should be making, if I want to be above average, I should be making almost $100,000. I need to be making that now. So I'm putting in the plan, like, to be on track for that. It's good to have that idea. Go several years above how much you, like, your actual age, so you can understand, like, where you really want to be at and things like that, Let's really look at time. You should compare yourself to people. What are you doing? Everyone else does. Everyone else compares you to other people. So you need to be comparing yourself to other people as well. Be realistic with yourself. But also, like, understand yourself. You got to treat yourself like a friend. Like, you really got to work with yourself. People don't understand that. There's several different types of you. You understand conscious, subconscious, shit like that. You still got to, like there's a part of you that wants to go eat a cookie. There's a part of you that wants to go drink. There's a part of you that wants to go have crazy amounts of sex. You know what I'm saying? So you got to acknowledge that side in you. And you've got to talk to it. You've got to compromise. You got to negotiate. You got to work together, cooperate with that damn side. You really want to be a full, authentic person, and really move throughout the world in a good way, and really make shit move. That's what I wanted to talk about, you guys. I just thought that was really interesting. I hope you guys thought that was too. Yo, tune in and go get those candles. Get a candle or something for what's the name? But because that's real. It's real. I'm actually gonna do another video about 5 things I would do different going back in high school. I'm a millennial, right? Close to Gen Z. Like, I was like right at Gen Z, millennial. So I want to do a video about being thrown up in that stuff. What I would have done had I known what the world is gonna like today. If I would have known it would have been like that back then. Let's get into it, guys. Yeah, have a good one.